Hey, good morning. Hello, my friends. So happy to have you here today. I wanted to share with you exactly what you could do to help steer clear of running to the pantry in the mid-afternoon or later in the evening. Also, we can call this what you can do instead of sabotaging your efforts, right? So there are 3 different steps that I want to share with you, which are actually pretty simple, yet they make a big impact in your health, okay? And if you have the goal of shrinking that menopause middle, then this is what you're going to need to do. So I plan on taking the next 5 minutes of your time. So here we go. And as usual, I have a cheat sheet for you so that you don't have to worry about grabbing a pen or scribbling this all down. So if you want the cheat sheet to the 3 steps to sabotage, to stop sabotage in its tracks, make sure then you let me know below what your go-to sabotage food is. Is it chocolate? Does chocolate call your name? Is it chips? Is it wine? Is it bread? And actually, I've been hearing a lot of people actually find that cold leftovers are their ticket to their cravings. So go ahead and put that below. Whatever food you find you're tempted to later in the afternoon or at night once everybody's in bed, right? Let me know below and I'll send you the cheat sheet, okay? Via Messenger. So make sure that either we're friends so that you can see that message or you check your message request folder so you don't miss it, okay? So before we get started, as usual, I am Kristen Friesen, and I love to help women over 50 lose the menopause middle. And why do I like to do that? Because the world tells you that you can't do it, that it's too hard or even impossible, that your hormones are all, your metabolism crashed. No. I want to show you that that in fact is not a fact, okay? And help you make some major changes on the scale, all starting with your brain. Okay, so welcome here. I'm excited to be here with you today and let's get started. So before I get to the 3 steps to stop sabotage in its tracks, it's important to know what's actually going on here, right? So let's set the stage here a bit. Sometime mid-afternoon, or maybe it's the evening after supper, like I said, when the rest of the family has gone to bed, you feel like you have a super strong craving and or urge just to eat something, right? And this something is usually not on your plan, all right? Oh yes, I see it. Chocolate, cheese, breads, peanut butter. Thank you. Yes, and it's maybe not the nutritious choice that you planned for, or it's not the time of day you'd planned on eating, right? You might even feel like when you are wanting this, you have the urge that there is a panic inside to eat, like this rushed feeling to get to the food in the cupboard or the cold leftovers, whatever it might be. And most of us have an over desire for food, and it's coming from our brain, right? We're not physically hungry. It's coming from our brain, and we all answer this feeling with grabbing food. And so our brain gets a reward from eating that something in your kitchen, no matter if we're hungry or not. We're drawn to it, right? Which we quite often frantically shove in, right? It's never slow and thoughtful, no big, deep, controlled breaths like, okay, time to eat. No pausing to be thankful for the food. No, right? And absolutely no chewing well. It's like one bite swallow situation. It's quick, it's hurried, it's rushed. The immediate gratification. So what can you do to stop this? Well, number 1, first of all, I like to say the worst thing that you can do in this moment is to say no. All right, you might be thinking, what the heck? I have to say no. I have to tell myself not to eat the food or I'll just jump on into the pantry, right? I have to tell myself to say no. So let's be honest. How often, okay, Judah, you need to stop. I have my 4-year-old sitting beside me. So saying no is not the answer. This is simply an action of pushing the urge away, pushing that desire, which is a big desire, away, right? That's a big desire. I want to eat this. No, I shouldn't eat this, but I want to. And it's just growing and growing and growing. And pushing away your brain's desire for a reward. So I want you to understand that when we're saying no, your brain has been asking you for a reward and you're saying no, right? You might just feel like you're saying no to like the chips and the chocolate in the pantry, right? But your brain just wants to make you feel awesome. So this, my friends, is what happens when you rely on willpower to help you get through the day, to help you get to your weight loss goal. And it's pushing away that urge to tell yourself no. Okay. And so number 2, what I want you to do instead is say, isn't this interesting, right? That I want to eat this food that I hadn't planned on, and simply set yourself a sit in the uncomfortable timer for 10 minutes. All right, grab your phone. We all have a phone or some sort of timer right on your stove. I want you to practice not pushing your feelings away. I don't want you to say no to yourself. What I want you to do is not push that big urge to eat. And because the longer you push it away and just say the big no to yourself, you become like a ready to erupt volcano, right? Eventually that is going to bubble and bubble and bubble and then erupt, and that is not helpful for anyone. So because then whatever is closest tends to be eaten, and eaten quickly. Maybe you're finding this happens on the weekends or in the evenings when you just can't say no any longer. So you're going to set this 10-minute timer, and you're just going to sit there and you're just going to feel the urge to eat, and you're not going to react to it. You're not going to answer the immediate gratification right away. You want to give yourself some space. So number 1, don't say no. Number 2, set yourself a 10-minute sit in the uncomfortable timer so that you can give yourself space to think about your next actions. Okay? And then you can say to yourself, isn't this interesting? And get really curious why you're jumping into the kitchen when you know you're not hungry, when you know that this is not going to serve your greater goal, right? Okay, and then number 3. The third thing I want you to do is to ask yourself during those 10 minutes, what do I really need? So food is your brain's way of a quick reward, meaning that there is something going on that you feel the need to be rewarded or entertained, right? So maybe you had a hard day, maybe you're overwhelmed, and maybe you're constantly overwhelmed, right? Maybe there's a lot of stress. It's super important to start to bring awareness to why you might be reaching for food in place of feeling, right? Food is a quick way to get reward, although it's not the only way to give your brain a reward, and your brain wants a reward. Okay, so to start to develop that awareness, you have to learn to sit in the uncomfortable and feel what it feels like to want something and not react, not run to it and not eat it, right? The thing you will find is that you will survive. You will survive, okay? Your brain will tell you that horrible things will happen and that you will not survive if you don't go down to the kitchen at 11 p.m. Even though in reality, the worst that can happen is that you will feel uncomfortable. That's it. Can you handle that? I think you can, because can you think of other areas in your life that you have felt uncomfortable, right? Are there other areas in your life that you experience discomfort? And how does that tend to turn out? Do you survive there too? I think you do, right? So learning that it's okay not to react to every desire and jump at every urge to eat is key to losing your menopause mettle and creating an amazing relationship with food. Because, my friends, that is my desire for you, that you not only learn how to reach your goal with healthy, nourishing foods, but that you create an amazing relationship with yourself and with food. So that once you lose the weight, you've already established this amazing relationship, right? And you don't desire to gain that weight back because you've created such a special thing with yourself. Because gaining that weight back is super frustrating, isn't it? Maybe you've experienced this. It's no fun at all. And I want to help you stop doing that. So let's keep moving forward, all right? So to recap, the 3 steps to stop sabotage in its tracks. Don't say no is number 1. You will want to rebel and eventually erupt under the pressure. Number 2, set a 10-minute sit in the uncomfortable timer and get curious, asking yourself, isn't it interesting that I want to eat cookies, even though I'm not hungry? Number 3, bring in the awareness. Ask yourself this question, what do I really need? Because most often, it's not food. It might be sleep. It might be talking to a friend to stop procrastinating. Boredom, the loneliness, right? There are endless reasons that we want to eat. And your brain has just decided that all the answers are the same. Eat food, right? Which is, if we really took the time to think about that, that's interesting. Right? Our brain wants to answer all these questions and feelings and desires with food. So I want to ask you, or tell you, if you choose to create a new reward and a new way for your brain to answer all those feelings, then check out the cheat sheet that I have prepped for you. And please only request this if you're going to take the 3 to 4 minutes to read it. I don't want to fill your inbox with more information and your brain with more overwhelm. Okay, if you don't want to read it and you won't find it helpful and useful, I want to give you helpful and useful tools to change your life for good. All right, so post below if you'd like that cheat sheet and I will get it sent over to you. All right, thanks so much for being here, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye.